Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back. Today I'm gonna make a simple Cuban sandwich. If you've eaten a Cuban sandwich before, you know that they take pork shoulder and they put it in the bread, and then they put ham, Swiss cheese, pickles, and they put mustard and sometimes garlic sauce. Then they put the bread and they smash it in there and they cook the bread. So I am not going to cook a pork shoulder, so I just bought this, which is boneless pork butt steak. Since I'm only going to make 2 sandwiches, why cook a whole pork shoulder? So I'm going to take this out of here. I'm going to cook this and we'll be back so I can show you how to finish the sandwich. Okay, so I took it out of its package, and with the knife I was able to open it up a little. See, it has fat running through it. I'm going to have to use a Ziploc bag. I'm going to have to put it in there, and I have to get my tool again, and I have to hit it with the tool to loosen up the fibers so the meat could be tender. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to season it and I'm going to start cooking it, and we'll be back when the meat is cooked. Okay, so I put it in a Ziploc bag and I hit it, flattened it so it could release the fibers in there. I know it has a lot of fat, but fat means flavor. So that's why it's so flat like that, and I've seasoned it with some adobo and I'm gonna cook it. Okay, we'll be back. Okay guys, well, I cooked up all the meat and I sliced it in a bias, which just means slanted, so it could come out nice and thin. And now we're gonna make our sandwiches. I mean, you could use, if you wanted to, pork loin, but you have to be very careful with pork loin, which, since it doesn't have any fat, it tends to dry out really fast. So I wanted to use a fattier piece so it doesn't dry out. So I'm gonna use some butter that has garlic and herb on it. I know they don't usually put this in a Cuban sandwich, but I want to give it my own flavor. It's going to be an easy Cuban sandwich in my style. So see, it has garlic and herb. And let me get the knife. Okay, so I'm going to cut one of these like this, and then cut it in half the long way. By the way, don't do what I'm doing, cutting into your hand. Unless you know how to use a knife, do not do this. I don't want anybody to cut themselves. Yeah, cut it in onto the cutting board. Okay, so first I'm going to put a little bit of the butter down in there. Then I'm going to spread some of the butter on both sides of the bread so it could have some flavor of garlic and herbs everywhere. And I'm pretty sure most of you has eaten a Cuban sandwich in a restaurant or something, so you know we're gonna flatten it once we make it. So they usually use garlic with olive oil all over it, but I didn't have that, so that's why I'm using this butter. It's gonna be pretty good. Okay, so once you do that, we're gonna put our bread in here. Just gonna move it around on the butter so it could get it there. I'm gonna just use my hands, which are clean, and put the pork on the bottom. Nice amount of pork. And I'm gonna use some ham. take out a couple of slices. Put a couple of slices on each. And after the couple of slices, I guess I'll spread that out. Get some Swiss cheese. That's what they usually use on it. And I'll just break them in half. And then they put pickles. I got the type that you put on sandwiches. I'll just slice this one in half. Oops, there went my pickle. Okay, to share it between these two. Okay, and a squirt of mustard. Okay. I mean, me personally, I would probably put mayonnaise, but you know, you could use a squirt of mustard. And now, I should have just separated the bread, but you pretty much close it like this. Let me see if I can close this one. I think I put too much in it. Let me see if I could tear it off. Okay, there it is. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a piece of aluminum foil on top of it to cover my sandwiches, because I'm gonna use another pot, a heavy pot, and press down on it. So I'm gonna press with my weight down. I have the fire very low, so I'm pressing down with my weight on it to cook it. It's gonna be like panini. Oh, that's what it is, a panini, like a panini press does a sandwich, but I'm a human panini right now. So we're gonna let it cook down, but of course we don't want it to burn, so we have it on very low heat. But I'll check it in a minute. I'm just putting pressure on it so it could get flattened and melt the cheese. Okay, so let me just show you. Oops. Okay. And okay. Of course, it needs some more time, but since that time had butter, that side had butter, I want this side to get a little bit of the butter too that was on the frying pan. So put my aluminum foil back on and flatten it some more. So I'm going to continue to flatten it, and once they're done, I'll show you how they look. Okay, I turned them. As you can see, it's getting nice and toasty. So I'm going to continue on the other side. I just want to melt the bread, melt the cheese, and get it nice and toasty, the bread. As you can hear it, I had to raise it slightly because I had it too low. Okay, let's check on our sandwich. Oh, you see how the cheese is melting and gooey all over the place? There you go. That's your homemade Cuban sandwich. Melted cheese, flat, nice and toasty. Gooey cheese all over the place. Nice, a lot of pork, a lot of everything. So, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And remember, no matter what ingredients you have or what equipment you use, as you can see, I was a human panini, you can always have a great meal. Thanks for watching. Bye.